in search of the naked shining truth. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Numbers of Thoth. Today's video is an opinion piece and begins with a quotation from Agatha Christie's 1937, Death on the Nile. The book features the Belgian detective, Hercule Poirot. The action takes place in Egypt, mostly on a luxury steamer on the River Nile. Poirot says, "Once I went professionally to an archaeological expedition and I learnt something there. In the course of an excavation, when something comes up out of the ground, everything is cleared away very carefully all around it. You take away the loose earth, and you scrape here and there with a knife until finally, your object is there, all alone, ready to be drawn and photographed with no extraneous matter confusing it. That is what I have been seeking to do, clear away the extraneous matter so that we can see the truth, the naked shining truth. The truth, when it comes to ancient Egypt and to the Great Pyramid of Giza, in particular, is hard to find these days. There is a fight on, not for physical possession of the pyramids of Giza, they belong to the Egyptians, but to define their meaning. This fight is being played out in books, in the media and across the internet by Egyptologists, New Age writers and so-called alternative archaeologists. Sometimes the arguments are polite and scholarly, but often they are undeveloped and occasionally vile. The protagonists in this fight see it as either a battle for the ownership of the origins of Western civilization, or as a movement for the inclusion of a quasi-religious interpretation of the past, hoping it will provide humanity with a better future. Many see it as part of the struggle to re-establish the dignity of African Americans after the horrors of colonialism and slavery. As always, the writing of history happens through the prism of the present. One of the most popular ideas circulating on the web sphere is the belief that the Great Pyramid of Giza, the tomb of the Old Kingdom King Khufu, contains lost or secret chambers. There are around 300 theories concerning hidden rooms and other things inside the pyramid, according to the Egyptologist Zahi Hawass. The idea of a hidden chamber was most recently proposed by French architect Gilles Dormier and his colleague Jean-Yves Verda. They staked their claim in The New Mysteries of the Great Pyramid in 1986, and again in 1988 in a book entitled La Chambre de Khéops. Gilles and Verda said that Khufu's real burial chamber would be found under the present Queen's Chamber. This theory was contested by then Director of Egyptian Antiquities, Zahi Hawass, most notably because testing their hypothesis would involve damaging the ancient wonder of the world. As the millennium drew closer, the New Agers and alternative archaeologists told us that, like some genie rising from a magic lamp, the Great Pyramid of Giza would reveal its secrets. Robert Bauval took us on a magic mystery tour of the past to lead us to the secret chamber in the Great Pyramid, or a hall of records under the Sphinx of Giza. He asked, when will these be opened? And by whom? What is the connection between the star Sirius and the gilded capstone that will be placed on the Great Pyramid at midnight on 31st of December 1999? What binds the Star of Bethlehem with this gilded capstone? And how does it link up with the cities of Paris and Washington, D.C. and the New World Order of the Freemasons? What does the Second Coming of Christ have to do with the opening of the fabled Hall of Records? What lies beyond the door in the shaft of the Great Pyramid? And what is the true story behind its discovery? Secret Chamber, Bauval claimed, was the culmination of his 15 years of investigation into the riddle of Giza. The millennium came and went, but the only secret chamber that opened was in Hogwarts. In 2009, Bob Brier and Jean-Pierre Houdin presented their version of the pyramid story. Theirs was the tale of Jean-Pierre Houdin's single-minded search for solutions to the mysteries that have bedeviled Egyptologists for centuries, such as the purpose of the enigmatic Grand Gallery and the pyramid's crack. In 2014, Bauval published a fully updated edition of Secret Chamber, including new color photographs. In the book, Robert Bauval pursues his in-depth investigation of clandestine events at Giza and the role played by the controversial ex-minister of Antiquities Dr. Zahi Hawass. He wonders what lies behind the mysterious doors at the end of the star shafts in the Great Pyramid. He asks what the mysterious inscriptions found behind the Gantt Brink door mean. He wants to know the real purpose of the relief chambers and the red ochre graffiti in them. And who is behind the secret tunneling and excavating in these chambers, and why? He asks, is there really a hidden hall of records from Atlantis beneath the Great Sphinx? And, is the Great Pyramid just a tomb, or does it serve a higher purpose involving a lost science of immortality? Why do the ancient texts ascribe the pyramid's design to the supreme god of wisdom Thoth, the writer of the fabled books of Hermes? And he wonders whether the Great Pyramid will prove to be the missing link to our true origins or a metaphysical machine to access the world beyond? None of these questions is answered, of course. Why were no secrets revealed? The conspiracists tell us that the Egyptian authorities and the Egyptologists aligned themselves with powerful forces to scupper the whole thing because they want to prevent ordinary people from joining history's most exciting quest, that is, the search for the spiritual and cultural origins of civilization and to know what its future might be. On the other hand, most Egyptologists would say there is no secret chamber in Khufu's pyramid. Yet despite the mainstream's protestations, since 2016, the Scan Pyramids project has probed Khufu's tomb with the latest non-invasive technology. Their aim is to search out any secret chambers that might exist. To date, it has located a couple of construction voids and some thermal anomalies. The most recent offerings from archaeologists Zahi Hawass and Mark Lehner claim that the pyramids of Giza have stood for more than 4,000 years like giant question marks and have intrigued and endlessly fascinated people. Who exactly built them? When? Why? And how did they create these immense structures? Are questions they seek to tackle using information gathered over 4 decades of study. But they offer no secrets. Archaeology is undoubtedly built upon the shared idea that the past is buried and encrypted or codified in things, in the material matter. The art or the science of archaeology is to know how to decode the meaning of buried or hidden things. We believe by going back to the beginning and by clearing all the extraneous matter confusing the story of the Great Pyramid of Giza, the truth, the naked shining truth, will be revealed.